Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. Let's see what's going on in your cards. The moon is in Virgo. It'll be moving into Libra. Yes, into Libra. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's go. See what's going on in your cards. See what's going on in your cards. Remember, right now the Judgment card is retrograde. That's Pluto, and then we have quite a few planets that are going retrograde very, very soon. And we have 3 planets that's going retrograde in Aries. That's a Tower card. So a lot of energies are trying to bring judgment and a tower down on a lot of other energies for breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. Remember, time is relative. So no matter how far back you've been breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, any energy that's coming in lately and they don't really know the backstory of anything, they'll try to judge you. Let's just say, keep your vibrations high. Keep your vibrations high. Stop repeating shadow behavior. Turn the page. You've healed. You've healed. Something you may have healed from. So stop going back around certain types of energies, reliving nightmares, all of that mess. You've healed from something. Wherever you are, you've healed from something. Let's get into let's get a number here. Let's get a number here. Let's get a number. All right. 11. I am intuitive. So you have keen awareness of what is happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift, and it'll help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. Great guide and supporter. Whenever you see the number 11, it's a call up from source. So you're being initiated by source instead of human, going through a human initiation. You're going where you have to be sacrificed. Remember, the Savior already sacrificed only begotten Son for you already, you, me, and everybody else. If you are a Christian, or if you or whatever your religious practices are. So it's just saying to you, stop repeating shadow behavior, turn the page. You've healed from something. Like source saved you from something. Source saved you from something, already saved you from something. And someone's still going through some kind of an initiation process. Like, turn the page so that you can continue on your healing path. Whoever you are, you can continue on your healing path. So this is just shining a light on some things. The moon, like I said, is in Virgo, and it will affect who you talk to. Like if you're still kind of sort of walking around, with all of this, you've already been enlightened about something. You've already been enlightened about something. Somebody enlightened you about something. They get off the fence. They enlighten you about something. And so source is saying, at this point, it's time to stop repeating shadow behavior and turn the page. So, all right, 7 of Cups. Yeah. So yeah, 7 of Cups, a Scorpio. Yep. Somebody who has Scorpio in their sun, moon, or rising energy, mainly possibly like sun or moon, water. Someone who is jealous, someone who is secretive, someone who is obsessive energy, who wants to end someone in someone's love life, in someone's money situation. You're aware of something. You're aware of something, right? Knight of Swords, right? Somebody wants to unalive someone's money in their love life. Can't say that any clearer than that. But yeah, that's what somebody wants. Scorpio could be their sun or moon sign. Sun and moon are just as important as the other, right? So you don't need people's time of birth to look up their birth chart. So yeah, that's what source is trying to tell somebody, is like, if you're aware of something and somebody's just kind of still sitting there confused, there's no judgment there whatsoever. Could be a whole lot of reasons why people are kind of confused. Could be scared, could be surrounded by energies that Because the Knight of Swords speaks to Aries and Aquarius. So somebody is a very quick thinker. Somebody's a very quick thinker, a soldier, someone who is, action oriented, someone who has traveled, someone who defending their beliefs. So Source is saying, sometime on the Knight of Swords, the person is like running towards a motorcycle. So a motorcycle could be of significance to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion as far as a Scorpio is concerned, right? Maybe somebody rides a motorcycle, or someone in a creative space that you know or love, or something, a cycle has closed out. Like Source is connecting the dots for somebody. Something about a motorcycle, something about someone who, gets away fast, like, who is a quick thinker, somebody who's a very fast thinker, right? But Source is saying somebody calling somebody else a snake. Remember, there's two snakes on the medical symbol, right? Source is saying to you, it's time for somebody to think fast. Like somebody's trying to think, speed up your thinking, get around some water, pour into yourself, find out what your moon sign is. And if you can, pour into yourself. And again, this is with no judgment at all, because other people are already thinking fast. Here we have the Queen of Cups here. Queen of Cups here. So someone who is actually compassionate. It's not somebody who is pretending to be compassionate towards you. Not somebody who created a situation and then made you believe that somebody else got away with something. Source is saying to you, it's time for you to say, okay, I need to think fast. I need to wake up. I need to snap out of a trance. Something is over. Whether somebody stopped drinking or something is going on. Somebody is waking up. Somebody has awakened from some kind of somebody's had some kind of spiritual awakening. There's an obsession that's going on here. An obsession with death. Okay. And somebody has to think, if somebody wants to end somebody so bad, they want to end their love life, they want to end their money situation. Why are people obsessed with people? That is sort of a destiny swap. That's almost like a person saying somebody knows something. There's two sides to the snake. You're having some kind of a spiritual awakening, which could have happened. It could have taken a minute for you to have a spiritual awakening about something. Or you could have had a Kundalini experience where just all of a sudden just hit you like, oh my God, that's what this was. That's why these energy want me sitting around drunk all the time, drinking nonstop till I'm sick to my stomach, acting like they're compassionate towards me. But here, take this drink. We know you stressed out and we know this and that. That's fake compassion. Somebody who is passing you drinks while you have a moon sign where you can pour into yourself in a healthy way. Maybe that's how they nurture themselves, but that's not. You want to be clear-headed and completely clear-headed. That's not the way to go. Not the way to go at all. Here's the Ace of Wands here. You were just a project for somebody. That's all it was, just a project. A project, though somebody felt like you didn't have any willpower. Somebody was interested in some kind of a new romance, and that's all it was for somebody who was faking compassion towards you. They saw you as another project. Whoever you are, that's what they saw. Six of Swords, behind someone's back. Anytime somebody has to put you up to, this is what this is, bullying somebody, where it sounds like you got to be programmed and threatened if you don't do X, Y, and Z. This is a project for somebody. You were a project for somebody, Capricorn. So it's time to wake up. Whoever you are, man or woman, use a project for a Scorpio. Their sun or moon sign could be Scorpio. But the way they talking to somebody, it was just you're just as simple as a project. Here, take this drink this drink until another spirit takes over. Here's the Three of Cups here. And people are talking. Yep. There's a Cancer that's talking. One of their friends have been talking. But see, they can't stop what this person said, because whoever this energy is that's told something, this is a person who's been friendship with them, somebody who's celebrated with them, a circle of support, a part of their community. They know this person ain't lying. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, sometimes you don't have to, This person has sat around a table with this energy. There's a Cancer who sat around with this energy, but they're not the only Cancer. It's two other Cancers that sat at a table with this energy and saw how they roll their eyes up in the air, how they act like, they so compassionate towards people, but show zero, zip, zilch compassion towards people whatsoever. None. They show no compassion whatsoever. Yeah. Devil card. They feel like the devil card connects us with addiction, greed, envy, materialism, compulsive behavior, excessive, and then also playfulness. So somebody sitting here, oh, we were just playing when we were talking about this, and we were just playing when we were just joking around. No, if it's causing you another spirit to take over, where you now have developed some kind of mental health problems, or you've been drinking and now you develop a drinking problem, or you're on some kind of substance abuse, ain't no playing in that. There is no playing in that. King of Cups. Yeah. These energies, they want people to shut up. Ain't nobody shutting up. Nobody stop talking nothing. Nobody's stopping nothing, right? Okay. Yeah, there's a Pisces and a Libra involved. That could be their moon sign, or there could be somebody who could have a moon in a Pisces or Libra. No, nobody's stopping to talk. Nobody's talking. There's the Seven of Pentacles here. They planted the seed. And now that seed has burst through the soil, just like you plant a seed for a plant or flower or whatever, it's burst through the soil. They planted a seed because they wanted their money to grow. They created something that wasn't there before. Now they want to say that people are crazy. Whoever this is, they want to say that you or somebody else are crazy, or something's wrong with you, playing all these mental mind games, pretending to be compassionate while they talking to people, sitting around a table. Nine of Wands here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. They said what they needed to say around a group of people that they thought that they had made connections with, but those people are talking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a Sagittarius that says something, a Cancer, 3 Cancers that says something. There's quite a few energies who have higher level of education. We're talking about ninth house, so it's not always a Sagittarius, but people who have higher level of education set around this energy, and they are talking. They are talking, and that's a good thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Somebody went right past the devil and said, you know what, they don't care about people, talking about somebody who used to be addicted to something, whoever was being greedy, materialism. In other words, somebody's saving their behind. There's some people that's saving their behind. They sat around these people long enough. When you talk about the cups energy, they've sat around talking to these people about creative projects. And just so we're clear, I don't put everything in my reading just to protect a lot of people, you and whoever else. I don't know what people are going through. But it's enough in the reading for somebody to say, okay, okay, at least somebody knows it's out in the open. Yeah, these energies, say we gotta think quick. This energy is creating too much confusion around us. Yeah, because they were pretending to be compassionate towards you while creating a problem of alcoholism, some kind of an addiction, some kind of a greed, some kind of addiction to materialism, some kind of compulsive behavior, excessive behavior, excessive, whatever playfulness. Oh, we were just playing. No. Mm-mm. Here's the Page of Pentacles here. Because these people sitting around him was recording everything they were saying. So you were playing with what? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they promised you some kind of whole new lease on life. Whoever you are, promise somebody a whole new lease on life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a Virgo and a Taurus. That's what this is right here. Page of Pentacles. A Virgo and a Taurus promised a younger person, no matter what your age is, a whole new lease on life. Mm-hmm. Yep, and a Taurus is involved, or a religious organization was involved. The Seven of Pentacles right here planted the seed. Yeah, somebody spearheaded this mess. So, yeah. So in other words, every conversation that somebody been having this is not going to resonate with everybody. But every conversation that somebody has been having where you started out with somebody was a snake and somebody got away with something. This is the devil is in the details. You get the minor arcana and the major arcana. Something is now over, and you got some people who are genuinely compassionate, a genuine compassionate couple. Not somebody who is faking compassion, a karmic couple who is faking compassion that you may have talked to. We're talking about a genuine, compassionate couple that you either will be talking to or building some kind of a relationship with. But yeah, some people have already started talking. They've been talking. So now the light is turned on, blaring bright. Joking around? Yeah, okay. They need to go play with somebody else. Here's the high priestess. Yeah, go play with somebody else. You don't do fake compassion. The moon started out, this new moon started out in Cancer. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac and the money sign of the zodiac. And with the amount of time and energy that has been poured into some of you all, at this point, some of you all know when people are mirroring compassion, they're pretending to be compassionate towards you. I think everybody can feel that. Kind of sort of feel like when people are being genuine towards you or not. You may not pick up on it right away if you're in a particular geographical location where people are gaslighting you. But I'm telling you, when you're somewhere away from all of that, you may have talked to people for a while. You start growing your your knowledge and your education about this. This was about 9 of Wands here. We're in the ninth year, 2025. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Ninth year. Ninth house, Sagittarius rules ninth house, right? So it's not always a Sagittarius, because if you were dealing with a low vibrating Sagittarius, they're tactless, restless, and irresponsible. But a high vibrating Sagittarius is optimistic, freedom loving, and intellectual. Okay, so we must have missed quite a bit of this, and I'm sure that was by divine design. So I won't go back to that because Source wants to leave certain things out of your reading for a reason. But apparently you came in contact with a demonic couple, whoever you are, man and a woman, who pretended to be compassionate towards you. You sat around a table with these energies. There must have been some drinking or something going on for another spirit to take over. And there were some of their friends that reported them. There were some of their friends that reported what they did, because something they did or said to you made you cry. You or a loved one cry. So good for their friends for speaking up. Mm-hmm. Something made you cry, or something that was so deep and dark that they did to you after somebody got somebody drunk. Somebody did something to somebody after they got somebody drunk and recorded something. And somebody who could emotionally handle it, it may have come through their dreams. It could have been a high priestess. It came to their dreams and something was highlighted. But another Scorpio told on them. Another Scorpio told on them. So you got a Pisces that told on them, a couple of Cancers that told on these energies. A Scorpio told on them. There's something that made you cry. This was under some kind of influence. 9 of Cups here, in order for them to get their wishes fulfilled. This would be like somebody, y'all hearing these stories like on TikTok where people feel like they're in a safe space around energies. Remember, before the moon moved into Virgo, it was in Leo. So that's what we talk about, going where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated, right? So it could have been you or your kids or somebody sitting around a table with people they think they can trust, getting drunk or on something. Somebody could have slipped somebody something. That's why you want to talk to loved ones on a regular basis. If they're talking to you and they slurred and they talk and they sound like they got somebody else's spirit connected to them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Maybe they sound like a sibling you haven't talked to in a long time, and they use some of the same kind of slang or words or whatever the case may be. They had something to do with it. Or a family member, they using certain things that lets you know they're around certain people. right? Letting you know. That's how tapped in you need to be. Somebody wanted a piece of the pie. Somebody went to a reader. This is the crazy part. Somebody will see this crystal ball right here. Somebody went to a reader, right? They, first of all, these energies got some people, like another spirit had to take over. Another type of a spirit had to take over. They recorded something. These energies recorded something because they wanted a piece of the pie. That means somebody was used. Somebody was not only recorded, they made somebody cry, but somebody else picked up that energy. This is what high priestess energy is. Somebody else picked up that energy. A high priestess has access to secrets, mystery, intuition, trusting yourself, inner voice. But when you're unconscious, like when you're asleep, you can get downloads through dreams, right? Here's the Ace of Coins here. Yeah. So people now, these people are telling what they did. That's why I always tell people, listen, high priestess gifts, people will say, oh, that person is mentally ill. They're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. But because of their demons, they always got to have some kind of evidence of something. And it just so happened, these people told on good, how they bullied somebody. And then try to claim that somebody's mother or a very nurturing spirit was mentally ill. That's what they try to say. Or somebody who just had like I said, yeah. Here's a Two of Coins here, Two of Pentacles here. But whoever they think their friends are, they're not their friends. They're not their friends anymore because they're not sitting around like going down for this mess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Two of Pentacles here. Yeah, telling you they need to balance out your life, but they got to record something, get you under another spirit, record you. First of all, they had to do some kind of research to find out what your demons were. That's you. Had to get you inebriated. Something they had to do. That's why y'all seeing these videos on, like TikTok and stuff like that, where these people are saying they hanging out with their friends, they're going out of the country and think that they really their friends. There's somebody sitting around a table that's basically saying, I don't want to be a part of this. I can't wait to get away from this to go tell somebody. And guess what? They did. And good for them. Nobody wants that kind of mess on their conscience. Yeah, here we have the Three of Coins here. Yeah. There was a Capricorn that wanted a piece of the pie, so a Capricorn played a role in this. A dark Capricorn played a role in this. Somebody who is detached, unpredictable, and aloof. They wanted in. They wanted a piece of the pie. So they want to go to a reader, a karmic reader at that, to try to find out what your future looks like, right? So that would be like a person who is cloaked in your energy, basically saying, okay, they're really you. So tell me what my future looks like, and saying your name. What does, Capricorn, whatever you high vibrating Capricorn, what does their future look like in their personal and their professional life? So Capricorn, they wanted a piece of pie. People told on them too. All of these energies are going to jail. I can't even say it no clearer than that. They all going to jail for railroading you. They all railroaded you. And then left you with the bag. The Son of Baskets right here, left you with the basket. Left you with all this. These are jealous so-called friends. Big house. There it is. They're going to jail. Because people start telling on them. They thought they were bringing judgment down on you, basically jumping to a conclusion about something, bringing judgment down on you, got somebody inebriated, did something that they weren't supposed to do to somebody, wanted to bring out somebody's demons. This sounds like an initiation into a gang or into a club or something they were initiating somebody into, and people have been enlightening people of every single person who was involved. Every person who was involved. So, So something has gone all around the world, what they did. During a Saturn return. Mm-hmm. Sound like a bunch of people who not living their truth. That's what it sound like. And y'all can take that however you want to take it. So yeah, take it however you want to take it. Meaning that some people they not living out their dreams. They feel like, okay, well, they're too old to, pursue their dreams. That could be something. Whatever truth they live in, they feel like, okay, well, I want my piece of the pie. If I feel like, this person has a secret garden, this person has, access to something, and I want to swap their destiny, or I want to drain their energy. I want to do something to them where I can get a piece of their wealth in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and I can record it, then yeah. So whoever your Capricorn friend is that you may have been hanging out with that sat there smiled in people's faces, they had something to do with it. Receiving it all. You deserve to receive abundance at full capacity. Believe in your worth and trust that the universe is ready to deliver all that you desire. Open up. Yep. These so-called friends that will set you up and record it and use it against you just because they're haters, a bunch of haters, and then try to make you responsible. This is a 10 of Wands right here. They feel like, okay, yeah, we record something. They'll go along with the flow because we got the recordings. No, they don't. Somebody else does now. These dummies, because that's what they are, a bunch of dummies. They are. They recorded something, but they were being recorded too. So let them explain that. So don't give up. So it's okay that things don't always feel easy and effortless. Some of the best moments in life happen during and after hard times. Keep believing. So yeah, this was an initiation of some people who are not living their truth. They might as well just go ahead and live their truth, whatever that is. Live your truth. It's 2025. Live your truth. There it is. Stay true. Stay true. They like to do sneaky stuff in secret. So the need for validation from others is an illusion. You are not responsible for how others perceive you, but it is your responsibility to stay true to yourself. Yep. So this judgment card lets me know, like I said before, this judgment card lets me know that somebody met somebody in jail or prison. Okay, we had to put this in. Yeah, so somebody met somebody in prison and decided that, through them talking and people sharing and this and that, somehow you came out, your name came out of something, right? Who you're connected to, related to, whomever. Somebody decided you needed to be initiated. That's what 11 is, but you want to be initiated by God, right? Already initiated by God. So source of sanity, this railroad is Cancer here, right here. Somebody felt like they wanted to knock somebody off of their high horse, right? So something happened about you catching a train ride. Like these energies wanted to almost like this card. I mean, well, all of these hoodoo cards have a meaning to it, but it's almost like, let's say, for instance, like if somebody created, like, breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, because that's what them bones is, and somebody decided breaking. You know how parents will say, okay, they want better for their kids than what they had, right? So this would be like this. What this is like the judgment card. Because usually you hear people saying, okay, if I didn't go to college, I want to make sure I create something for my kids to go to college, right? That's what water is. It's creativity. I'm gonna create something for my kids to go to college. I'm gonna, create for them to go this place, that place, whatever. And some other energies felt like, well, nobody created anything for me. Jealous, 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 jealous. Listen, parents, if y'all got kids in college, I say this in my readings all the time, and like everybody want to just hear the flowers. Oh, we just want to. It's high vibrational. Let's keep it positive, and words are creating reality. Yes, words create reality, but I'm telling y'all, when you send your kids out here amongst these energies that feel like your kids got more than what they have, y'all better pay attention. You better pay attention and stop thinking it's just about race. These kids can look just like your kids and feel like your kids need to be catching a train. They catching a train going from here to there, and then you pay for a car, or you pay for them to have some kind of a car service or something, or a train ride or whatever, and they feel like, oh no, well they think they're somehow in a high horse. They got plane fare, or they got money to buy a car or whatever the case may be. They will railroad your kids. They will railroad your kids. Y'all can see, it doesn't matter if your child is younger right now. Y'all need to start paying attention to them and their family. Pay attention to them and their family, because somebody didn't get away with anything. I'm telling y'all, all these energy that's sat around talking to these people, these conversations are being recorded. They thought they had gotten away with something. They did not. Jail, excuse me, prison, different. So stop repeating shadow behavior. Turn the page. Get away from these energies. I keep trying to tell y'all, Capricorns, because y'all are, Source had to put you around people so you can learn people's demons. You can learn your demons first, but you can also learn other people's demons. These energies feel like they want to get a piece of the pie by any means necessary. That's siphoning your energy by any means necessary instead of living their truth. If y'all knew how many people were talking about what these energies did, you don't have anything to be embarrassed or ashamed about. Expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Somebody really felt like God had just left them. Somebody felt like, okay, God must not love me for all this stuff to keep happening to me. I'm not getting a job, no money, my friends, these supposed to be my friends. They did this to me. No, you think they got away with it? No, they did not. Everybody telling on everybody now. They didn't get away with a thing. They didn't get away with anything that they did. And the little bonehead masterminds, because that's what they are, boneheads, no brains whatsoever, want to be seen as brilliant, but not. They're not. Somebody is doing this. I'm telling y'all, creating all this chaos and confusion, and y'all had an idea the whole time who was behind it. Y'all know what I'm saying? Parents, if y'all are parents or grandparents or whatever, y'all need to wake up. Even aunts and uncles, y'all need to wake up. It's them same ones that come in your house and you tell your kids or grandkids or nieces and nephews, I don't trust that one. It's those ones. They not really your friend. That's what this is. Y'all need to have a good week. I'm talking about like conversing, talking, not just sitting back in receiving mode. And this is like I said, no judgment whatsoever. To get on top of this, for real, get on top of this. If y'all are, you know how like when you're younger, you may hang out with people and you realize, okay, that's not really my friend. I can't believe that person not really my friend. Y'all got all this knowledge and wisdom. Start talking to your nieces, nephews, your sons and daughters. Even if you feel like, okay, your brother or sister is naive to some certain things. If you kind of been out there, which, okay, everybody been in the world, right? Source is saying to you, that is where you speak it up, because all these initiations are going on and people are too afraid to speak about it because they're too ashamed. They're dying of embarrassment and shame and fear. You can be 20 years old and you can know, okay, your cousin wants to be accepted into some kind of group or whatever the case may be. No, this is not a normal, this is what gives upstanding societies a horrible name. I'm telling y'all, there are some groups out here that are people deem as secret societies. They don't have to do all of this to get into that. They don't have to do all of this to get into that. This was some sick fantasy of somebody who decided they wanted to target you or target somebody else and make you feel like, okay, this is what everybody had to do to get into something. Nah, that's not true. That's why these energies are in trouble. Because something in you died. Something in you died. Because these energies left you holding the bag. Who is behind this? There's an Aries behind something that took some kind of impulsive action that got who involved? Let me see something. Judgment card. A Scorpio. Yeah, these energies have a God complex. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they wanted to do a destiny swap with you and somebody else. You and an Aquarius. This is a Six of Swords here. Yeah. A Gemini. Somebody wanted you to speak a certain way to an Aquarius right here, about them behind their backs. All that came out too. All of that came out. They recorded all of it. All of it. Hmm. Basically, they wanted y'all to say that there's an Aquarius who is lustful and this and that. Name all this. They wanted to probably record somebody. I mean, just illegal, illegal, illegal. But it came out already. Everybody telling on each other now. Hmm. The Aries and Aquarius is involved. Yep. Um, and Aquarius is trying to move on. But in Aries and Aquarius is like, okay, we need to think fast because all this stuff is being created now. We need to think real fast. And Aries and Aquarius said, okay, we need to think real fast. So in Aquarius is like, okay, we're trying to move beyond all of this. We're not trying to swap destinies with these people that's going to prison for what they did. We ain't trying to swap no destinies with them. We're trying to move on. We're trying to move on. It's basically somebody said that you'll do anything, literally will do anything for money. Or somebody that you love will do anything for money to grow your money. And these energies, they wanted a piece of the pie. Just sick. In hindsight, somebody wish they had just walked away from something. In hindsight, somebody could have gone on a vacation or a beach or whatever the case may be. All of that is recorded. All of it. Y'all know the story of the young lady who she went out of the country with her friends, and she never made it back to the country. This is this whole reading right here is the reason why if you're an aunt, uncle, you don't even have to have kids. You could be a cousin of somebody and you're seeing these, you need to forward these stories to people, to forward the videos to people, to stop repeating shadow behavior that because you have healed and all of this. Oh, well, kids are just going to be kids. Not some of the stuff that people are doing today. Not with technology. If you think about years ago, you didn't have access to a cell phone where you can record via your cell phone. And then with one stroke of the button, you can just hit it and it goes worldwide and it ends up in some dark web room. Somebody needs to stop repeating shadow behavior and turn the page. Stop repeating the shadow. You heal from all of that. Come out of these unhealthy relationships with people. Some kind of a partnership in business and or in love is coming across your path. But I'm telling y'all, all this stuff is out here. It doesn't matter where your loved one is in life. They can seem like they are right now, but something in them died. Something in them died because just being around this type of energy where people record all their conversations, and it's not always sexual in nature, just so we're crystal clear, but people recording stuff and using what they said. They could have been drunk and said something. They could have been drunk and tried something, whatever. And people recording all, well, I'm going to use this against you. I got this of you. We can send this around threatening people because they feel like somebody's judging them or looking down on them. That's just a bold-faced lie. Everybody got skeletons in their closet. And so they wanted some skeletons in their closet, then there it is. They wanted skeletons in their closet so bad. They want to your wishes are being fulfilled. Now you can actually really walk away because nobody is shutting up over this. And please don't let this kind of stuff land on your front door because you think you have a little kid and, oh, this stuff is not. People are doing stuff. And I mean, these sickos, for real, it's sick. So judgment is coming down on these energies big time. At least 9 of them. At least 9. because people are speaking up. Because everybody can relate to loved ones trying to break generational cycles, chains, and curses. Even if you don't believe you breaking a generational cycle, everybody can relate to that. Everybody's the first one to go to college. Somebody is the first one to do this in the family. Somebody's the first one to do that. And then you got these energies out here hating because this railroad right here, obviously somebody feels like, okay, well, you know, your child got into a particular college or whatever, and you gave them a car or something, and you gave them not train fare, but plane fare. And somebody else feels like, oh, well, they on a high horse. They think they're better than and such and such and such and such. Yep. Now they got skeletons in their closet. They will, if some of them already have, or they will be. Big house. Destiny swap fail. Why? Because they decided to roll the dice and play games. They decide they want to roll the dice. And I'm talking about like tuned in, watching somebody's hands, watching what kind of rings people are wearing, all of this. And they said, okay, this energy getting money. Okay, all right. Well, we want in, we want to play, we want to play games too. Okay. One yes from God is all you need. You are protected and loved. They are a druid. This group of energies like to create nightmares. They created their own. Your ancestors are proud of you. You inspired them to heal. Follow your heart. The answers are the answers you seek are coming. Root chakra cleanse.